Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula, and today I want to touch upon the topic of designer bags and work life. How do I think about that? This is going to be a bit more like casual setting. I just came from work. I actually biked home today, which means that yeah, I might look like it, but I kind of was inspired to talk about this, so I just whipped out my camera and here we are. And if it looks quite funny, I have my front camera on and now I don't really know where to watch, like the camera or the screen, so my eyes might be all over the place. I'm sorry about that. To the actual topic. So I just recently started in a new job, yay! But it is actually in a completely different industry. I've been working in IT, software as a service business for I think over 10 years. And now it is a new business environment, which also means that things are done differently, which is 100% what I was after as well. But working quite a lot with software engineers and all of that, I haven't really been that bothered about wearing designer bags to work. Obviously, not like my most expensive ones, because that's just, I don't know, not practical. But I haven't really been bothered if someone sees a designer label or something like that. I don't want to flaunt it in someone's face, but at the same time, I kind of felt that no one really cares there. But now, when I actually changed job, I've started to think about this a bit differently. First of all, I don't know if this is a big deal for anyone else than myself, but first time in, I think, I don't know, in 13 years in my career, the CEO of the company is actually a female, which I think is great. That's more like a role model type of thing for me. But previously, I don't know, maybe this is a bit stereotypical, but working with engineer men under them, basically, it hasn't been a thought in my mind of what if I wear my Louis Vuitton Neverfull to the office or my Goyard tote or something like that, because I've kind of thought that they don't really care. Well, now I'm in a different situation because I have a woman who I've actually noticed that carries also a designer bag, which is not the most common brands. It is actually a brand that I've mentioned in one of my Nobody Talks About These Brands video, which was quite cool for me. I'm sorry if you hear my dog walking home. He's quite excited that I am home because I came from a work trip yesterday and so on. Back to the topic. So now suddenly I feel myself being a bit more self-conscious about wearing designer labels and all. And I still am a firm believer that I don't want to hide who I am, and it is okay to be interested in that stuff, and it has nothing to do with my skills as a professional. But at the same time, it makes me think that what does she think about me? Does it give some kind of impression? I mean, she's somewhat interested in handbags as well, because her bag has cost, I think, over 1,000 euros, if I'm not completely mistaken. And that's not a bad thing. So does mine. But it's kind of on the other hand, why would she care? But at the same time, I don't really know what type of image it would portray if I would flaunt there with my Chanel bags and all, which I'm not gonna do for multiple reasons. But it's quite funny because first time I'm actually considering that, can it impact something? I don't think it would, but in a way I have these thoughts in my mind that what if? And this is the first time in my career that I'm actually thinking about this stuff. I have been watching quite many of these videos where people are reflecting on, should you wear designer bags to work or should you not? And this is not really a video where I'm gonna say this is my advice. This is more of me doing some reflection on, I've suddenly noticed that I'm also feeling that there might be a difference now if I should bring the bag or not. But I mean, let's say in theory, I feel like everyone should be wearing whatever they want to work. Of course, there is these kind of safety things to consider and all, but like, on the other hand, everyone should be themselves to a certain level at work. No one should be needing to hide something, a part of them. And if they're interested in fashion, if they are not dressing something in inappropriate way, why would that bother anyone at work? But I do realize that there is also a cultural difference here, because I live in a, of course people have different wealth and all, but like compared to other countries, I feel like I live in a place that is quite equal in that sense, and there are not like such a big financial differences that there are in other countries, for instance. So here it might not be as big of a deal as somewhere else. And I have heard stories of like personal experiences from people who at least believe, even if they would like know, that wearing something expensive meant that they didn't get a promotion or they didn't get a raise or something like that, because their managers, for a reason or another, thought that they don't need the money, or maybe there was some jealousy, or I don't really know. And that's of course something to deeply consider, every one of us who own a certain type of things, and if it is appropriate to work and whatnot. So of course that might also be the case, that someone is jealous and that's why sabotages you because you wear a bag of some sort. It sounds really ridiculous saying it out loud, but I do think there is a cultural difference there, and I might personally not feel it as much as some other countries and people from other places would. But it is a quite strange place to be, that usually I consider which bag to take from like a practical perspective of is this the right thing to take to this place, or safety purposes, would I be robbed, would I be targeted or something like that. And suddenly now I'm thinking like, how will these people judge me if I take this bag? What type of message am I giving to them about myself if I wear this bag to work? I don't know. Can you catch what I'm thinking about? I would be really curious to hear your thoughts about bringing designer bags to work in general, and then do you do it? And I mean, have you had these feelings? Has there been a change in your career when suddenly first you were okay to wear them and then maybe not? I mean, I think this is a quite interesting phenomenon. There is no right or wrong answer, or maybe in some cultures there is a right or wrong answer, but at least in my opinion, there is no right or wrong answer. It's just how we feel and what we're comfortable with. So I would be so curious to continue the conversations down in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.